Hello, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Wisdom with Stacie. That's me. In today's podcast episode, I want to talk about authenticity and showing up as you are and being absolutely okay with that. And the reason why this was brought up to me again, I have done a podcast on this topic before, but I wanted to revisit it. And I think the reason why it came up again, being in the online space, you put yourself out there in the world and you're going to get chitter chatter. There's going to be people that give you great feedback, and there's people that give you not so great feedback. And you really kind of have to have thick skin when it comes to being in the online space and being willing to know your truest self and your intention. I think when you can show up online doing whatever you're doing, if your intention is to be yourself, then that's what will be revealed. If your intention is to make your life seem perfect and all put together and everything is super polished, it's going to exhaust you. It's going to be exhausting. So I just completed 30 days of yoga on my YouTube channel. And then I am doing 30 poses, a pose a day, and just breaking it down into like approachable, tangible, touchable tips and tricks on how to get into some of the shapes that you see a lot in a yoga practice. And in hindsight, would have probably been better for me to do the poses before the full 30 days of yoga. But the idea came to me late in the process of the 30 days of yoga. Anyway, there's been a lot of videos being put on my YouTube channel, and that means there's going to be a lot of chitter chatter. And so the chitter chatter that I get, the feedback that I often get is questions like, why don't you edit your videos better? Why do you have your pets running around your yoga space? Why is your sound sometimes wonky? Why are you outside? Why are you inside? Why do you change locations? Why? And my answer to that is and always will be, I am not going to overly edit my videos. I'm not going to use fancy filters. I'm not going to wear completely perfect clothing with a completely perfect space. I'm not going to redo videos if my body's not cooperating and I can't get into a certain shape. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to pretend as if my life is perfect because it's not. It's close to perfect. I have a great life, but I have chronic pain. I have wild, crazy animals. I have noisy neighbors. I have sometimes the floor of my studio is a disaster. That's real life to me. And my intention is not going to be, I'm going to make myself look so put together and my studio so perfect and everything so perfect that it's not approachable to people who have everyday lives like me. People have pets, people have dirty floors, people have outfits that don't work right, people have pain that prevents them from doing things that they want to do. If I was to present myself as completely perfect and everything is perfect and there's not a single thing that needs to be changed, that's not approachable to me. I want my teachings and myself to be approachable and authentic. I have animals. I have crazy dogs. I just got a puppy. I have a lot of pain. I can't put my body into certain yoga shapes. Does that make me less than a teacher? Absolutely not. Now, I could certainly teach a yoga class that doesn't include shapes that I can't get into to appear perfect. That's not authentic, and that is not my intention. So when you put yourself out there in the world, whatever that is, whether you're going to speak out about something you feel strongly about, you're going to get backlash. Whether you want to be a digital creator or a YouTuber or a blogger, you're going to get feedback. I get comments sometimes on my blogs, on my recipes, on my inspirational posts. And you just have to know your intention. You have to know your heart. You have to know what's important to you. And if you're going to dive into this world of online promotion, online marketing, online presence, you have to be willing to stay true to yourself and not be swayed by what your viewers or what your audience wants. I mean, certainly there's certain content that I've put on my YouTube channel that gets more activity. And so that gives me indicators like, oh, people are hungry to know more about what to expect from a hip replacement. I'm an expert at that. So I'm going to talk about that. Now, I can talk about other things, but not everybody is interested in that topic. And there's a bazillion people out there in the world talking about, let's say, sourdough. I don't need to have my YouTube channel be focused on sourdough when I have other passions that maybe I can talk more skillfully about, like pain and hip replacements and yoga. With that, I'm not going to edit them into perfection. I know a lot of people, especially young people, are great at laying over images and having text and having this beautiful music coming in and out. I've tried it and I can't get it. And I just said to myself, is that really important to me? Is it important to me to have this perfectly curated video with the text overlay and images and sound in and sound out? Or is the message important to me? And the message is important to me. So that's why I'm okay with my dogs running around and the cat chasing the dogs and the barking and the chaos, because that's my life. And I love my life and I love my dogs and I love being outside. I love being inside. And so that's where I'm going to record whatever is in my heart, whatever is on my heart, whatever is important to me on a given day. That is what I'm going to talk about. And that's what I'm going to share. And that is me being me and me being authentic. And it doesn't mean that I don't care about people's feedback. I love to hear from viewers. I love to get feedback, but I'm not going to be so thin-skinned that if I get a negative remark or somebody questioning why I'm doing this a certain way or why I'm even trying to do yoga if I can't even do it, or am I really a yoga teacher if I can't do the whole practice? Those are the things I just have to bounce off because I know my intention and I know the teacher that I am. I know the person that I am. And it's sort of like the old Brene Brown saying, where our life is an arena and we're in the middle of the arena, like a football stadium, and we're on the field, and there are thousands of people in the seats, thousands of people in the arena. And there are certain people that have paid money, box seats. They're right there with you. They bought the tickets, and those are the people that maybe opinions matter to you. It could be friends, family, mentors, people that really have good feedback to give you, both something to help you grow and something to celebrate you. But the rest of the arena is cheap seats, and they didn't even buy a ticket. They don't, they're just there because they came with a friend. Like they mean nothing to me. The cheap seats mean nothing. So I always come back to that analogy that when I show up in the world, whether I write a recipe or I write an inspirational blog post or I put a video out there or I talk on a podcast, there are going to be people in the cheap seats and there are going to be people who paid money to show up in my arena. And I'm going to pay attention to the people who are invested in me, and the rest of the cheap seats can just go chatter because it's really not important to me. So in a nutshell, that's why I don't edit a lot of my videos and I don't script these. I don't have an outline. I don't have a plan. I don't have, I'm going to say this and say this, and I'm going to do this and do that. I just don't. I simply get into my heart before I turn my camera on, and I think about what's most important to me and what's on my mind and what I want to share. And then I talk. And maybe some people might say I have the gift of gab. And that's cool. I'll take it. So that's why, again, when you watch my videos or you listen to my meditations or you listen to my podcasts, I'm not going to have a highly edited product at the end because I am not a product. My life is not a product. I'm not here to sell myself or sell anything. I am just here to speak truth and to share something that's important to me. And hopefully one person, just one person might be inspired. And maybe today's talk, today's podcast will be, maybe I don't need to be so overly filtered. Maybe I don't need to be so overly polished that I'm not allowing my truest self to show up. That is what my hope is. So that's why I don't edit. And I appreciate those of you who give me all types of feedback, and the good, the not so good. If it's constructive and helpful, I'm going to listen to it. I might make adjustments. If it's not, then it's not. And this is Rosie, Rosalita, also known as Rosie. She is my new 2-pound Chihuahua. She's just a baby. She's going to grow a little bit, but not much, we hope. All right, that's what I got for you. So hang in here with me. Season 3 is we're gonna go underneath the surface and we're gonna get deep. So I wanted to just get that out there early on in season 3 that we are not going to overly edit things. We're gonna show up real. We're gonna show up as who we are, and our people will find us. We don't need to pretend to be something that we're not. All right, you take care, and I will see you real soon. Have a great one. Bye.